Do seekers really know what is it that they are even looking for?
I want to share something which is not directly related. It's about peace of mind, which Ramesh would keep talking about. What does a human being want most, whether he knows it or not, is peace of mind. So about 2 years ago, there was a group in Pune and they wanted to meet me. They had read my book, the second book, The Buddha's Sword. And Ramesh had very clearly told me that if somebody approaches you, then you must respond. But let them be familiar with the teaching, which makes sense because there's a context to speak in otherwise. So I went and there was a group of about 20-25 people. And one man, I would place him at about 55 to 60. His question was, he said, I have done everything in the last 20 years. I've done Reiki, pranic healing, past life, art of living, this, that. So how do I know whether I have found my path? That was his question, because I've done so much. How do I know? How would I know that yes, this is it? So I told him, look, firstly, the fact that you're still going on, finding things, trying things out, means you haven't found it. But secondly, do you know what you're looking for? Because how will you find something unless you know what you're looking for? So he was a bit taken aback, and immediately what came to mind is Ramesh's approach. What you are looking for, whether you know it or not, deep down, is peace of mind. So I said the same thing to him. And he was stunned. He said, now I will review all my journey on this path and see where I've got this, whether I have got it, and if not, maybe I have to continue till I get it. But thank you for at least giving me this clarity, because I didn't truly ask this question to myself. So let's say if you're looking to be a healer, a Reiki healer, let's say, you know what you're looking for. You will get trained in those arts or those aspects. But the fact that you're moving from one to another, to a third, to a fourth, to a fifth, means there is a subconscious search going on, So peace of mind is what Ramesh would emphasize on. Now, interestingly, this is another story which Mularpatan told me about Maharaj. So there was a fakir in South Bombay in Kulaba whose name was Tikku Baba. He was a fakir of the highest order. And his disciple would go to Maharaj's satsangs. He loved Maharaj too, and he would go and report back to Tikku Baba that Maharaj said this, today this happened, that happened. So Tikku Baba would hear out his disciple. Now it happened that he was an old man. Tikku Baba became old and was going to soon die. So he told his disciple, you go to Nisargadatta Maharaj and you tell him that my time is now coming to an end. So come and visit me. I'd like to transfer all my powers to you. So the disciple was thrilled. Two people he respects and this is going to happen. So he went excited to Maharaj and said, Tikku Baba is passing away and he has invited you over to transfer all his powers. So Maharaj looked at him and said, thank you very much, but you go back and tell him that I'm really not interested in these powers, because the bargain is struck only once. So the disciple was, taken aback. He didn't know what it meant, but anyway, he was disappointed. And I don't know if Maharaj said it in such a nice way that I did, but anyway, it was an offer which was rejected. So the disciple went back to Tikku Baba and said, boss, unfortunately he has said he doesn't want your powers. And he said the bargain is struck only once. So the minute Tikku Baba heard that Maharaj's statement was the bargain is struck only once, he said this man has reached his destination. So the disciple went back to Maharaj and said that fine, it didn't work out. But what did you mean by the bargain is struck only once? So Maharaj said very clearly, he said, I got what I wanted for my Guru. That's it. The bargain is struck only once. So why I mentioned this was that same incident in Pune, Maharaj had reached his destination with Siddha Rameshwar Maharaj. So similarly, we know what we have got, then we don't need to go on. It's not even a need to go on. You wouldn't go on finding new techniques, new teachers, new sages. The sheer fact that you're continuing to do that means you have not found what you are looking for. That's my understanding of what I have learned under these great masters. So that is what I told. And that man truly, I could see the impact, because he had done so much and it was continuing. So obviously it hit home.